A woman is accusing Sean Diddy Combs of and her when she was 16 years old in 2000.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh! I'm a savage! Whatever I want, I'm going to get! Whatever I want, I have to get!
The news surrounding Sean Diddy Combs has taken yet another shocking turn, with a new lawsuit that might just be the most devastating blow to his already crumbling empire. This time, the allegations come from a woman who says she was a minor when she encountered Diddy under circumstances that would haunt her for the rest of her life. The story is as gripping as it is horrifying, and it's left everyone in disbelief. Could this be the final nail in the coffin for the hip-hop mogul? Some are already saying that his fate is sealed, with no way out of the legal and public relations nightmare he's found himself in.
Although she told the rapper that she lived around the corner and would be fine, he allegedly insisted on giving her a ride home. The doc stated, quote, "After much cajoling by Combs, she agreed and got into his car, something the plaintiff would come to regret forever."
The lawsuit, filed in New York, paints a grim picture of an encounter that allegedly took place over 2 decades ago. The plaintiff, identified only as Jane Doe to protect her privacy, claims she was walking home late at night in Manhattan when she crossed paths with Diddy. At the time, she had been working as a part-time babysitter in the same building where one of Diddy's romantic partners reportedly lived. According to her, Diddy was sitting in an SUV with the door open, and from there, things spiraled into what she describes as one of the most traumatic nights of her life.
Combs' legal team vehemently denied the accusations on his behalf, while the rapper continues to be held in a Brooklyn jail since September, awaiting his May 2025 trial.
The woman alleges that Diddy struck up a conversation with her, asking why she was walking alone so late at night and insisting it wasn't safe. Despite her attempts to politely brush him off and continue on her way, he reportedly persisted, offering her a ride home. She initially declined, but after repeated insistence, she reluctantly accepted. This decision, according to Jane Doe, was one she would regret forever. Her lawsuit claims that once inside the vehicle, her fear began to mount as they failed to take her home as promised. Instead, she says she was given a drink to calm her nerves, which only left her feeling disoriented and unsteady. What followed, according to her legal filing, was a nightmare that ended with her being dropped off in the lobby of her building, her life forever changed. This latest lawsuit is just one of many piling up against Diddy, but its implications are particularly damning. Experts are already speculating that the sheer number of accusations against him, coupled with the high-profile nature of the cases, will make it nearly impossible for him to mount a successful defense. The plaintiff's lawyer, Michael Rubin, has made it clear that his client is prepared to fight for justice and has no intention of backing down. While Diddy's legal team has publicly denied the allegations, calling them baseless and insisting that he has never harmed anyone, the tide of public opinion is turning rapidly against him.
So he gotta look good going into it, because right now, in the public's eye, he don't look that good, bruh.
And it's not just the general public that's reacting. Insiders close to Diddy's legal team are reportedly in crisis mode. Rumors are swirling that some of his lawyers are quietly considering distancing themselves from the case due to the overwhelming backlash and the growing mountain of evidence. One unnamed source suggested that the latest lawsuit has caused a significant rift within his team, with some questioning whether they can continue to defend someone facing such serious accusations. If true, it would be a devastating blow to Diddy's defense strategy, as losing key members of his legal team could leave him scrambling to find replacements who are willing to take on such a high-risk client.
Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do documentaries.
As for the potential consequences of this lawsuit, many are speculating that it could be one of the most damaging yet. While the case is currently a civil matter, the allegations contained within it could potentially lead to new criminal charges, adding to the already staggering list of legal troubles Diddy faces. He has been indicted on multiple charges, including running what prosecutors describe as an elaborate scheme to manipulate and exploit individuals for his own personal gain. If convicted on all counts, he could be facing decades behind bars. Or worse. While some legal experts have dismissed the idea of capital punishment, others argue that the severity of the allegations and the sheer number of accusers make it a possibility, however remote.
I'm here today just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start to see that.
The public reaction to this latest lawsuit has been swift and unforgiving. Social media platforms have exploded with commentary, with many users expressing their shock and disgust at the allegations. Hashtags condemning Diddy have been trending for days, and calls for justice have grown louder with each passing hour. Fans who once idolized him are now grappling with the disturbing revelations, and many have taken to online forums to voice their disappointment and anger. Some are even organizing boycotts of his music and businesses determined to send a message that such behavior will not be tolerated. The media, too, has been relentless in its coverage, with headlines across major outlets highlighting the newest allegations. Rolling Stone, People, CNN, and TMZ have all published detailed accounts of the lawsuit, each adding new layers to the unfolding scandal. The narrative is clear. Diddy, once a celebrated figure in the music and entertainment industry, is now a man fighting for his reputation, his freedom, and perhaps even his life. The pressure is mounting, and it's hard to see how he can recover from this.
Her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and rape at the hands of Diddy.
Adding to the chaos is the fact that this lawsuit comes on the heels of several others, each painting a damning picture of a man who allegedly used his wealth and power to exploit others. From claims of orchestrating elaborate schemes to reports of physical altercations caught on camera, the list of allegations against Diddy is staggering. And while his legal team continues to deny everything, insisting that he will be vindicated in court, the sheer volume of accusations is making it increasingly difficult for anyone to believe his side of the story. The implications of this latest lawsuit go beyond Diddy himself. It's forcing a broader conversation about power dynamics, accountability, and the culture of silence that has allowed powerful figures in the entertainment industry to operate unchecked for so long. Many are drawing comparisons to other high-profile cases involving figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, arguing that Diddy's downfall could mark a turning point in how such cases are handled moving forward. The message from the public is clear. No one, no matter how rich or famous, is above the law.
A US judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male workers across state lines to take part in recorded performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence.
As the legal battles continue to unfold, all eyes are on Diddy. Will he be able to mount a successful defense, or is this the beginning of the end for one of the most iconic figures in hip-hop history? The stakes couldn't be higher, and the outcome of this case could have far-reaching implications, not just for Diddy, but for everyone involved. And just like that, this latest lawsuit brings us to the next chapter in Diddy's long and controversial history. But before diving into that, let's take a closer look at how this new case fits into the larger pattern of legal troubles that have plagued him for years. From past allegations to failed bail attempts, it's clear that this is not an isolated incident. Instead, it's part of a much larger story, one that continues to unravel with every new lawsuit and every new revelation. Let's explore how we got here and what it means for the future.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the shoe have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there, he was like an overnight guest.
The allegations against Sean Diddy Combs are not just a sudden storm, but part of a much larger, darker pattern that has been looming over him for years. If you think this latest lawsuit is shocking, just wait, because it's far from the first time Diddy has found himself in the crosshairs of serious accusations. From whispers in the industry to lawsuits that have left his team scrambling, his history of legal troubles paints a damning picture. So, how did we get here? And what does this mean for one of the most iconic names in music and entertainment? Let's take a deep dive into the tangled web of controversies, courtroom battles, and scandals that have followed him for decades. First, it's important to understand that Diddy has always been a larger-than-life figure. From the moment he burst onto the music scene, he wasn't just an artist, but a brand, a mogul, someone who seemed untouchable. But with great power and influence often comes a darker side, and in Diddy's case, that darkness has been impossible to ignore. His name has been tied to countless allegations over the years, some dismissed, others settled quietly, and now some too big to be ignored. The floodgates opened in November 2023 when his former partner, Cassie Ventura, better known as Cassie, filed what many consider the lawsuit that started it all.
Understand that he has a shrink coming by his cell to see him several times a day. And now there's talk about putting him in, it's like a bubble. It's like a cell that has like a plexiglass wall in it where they have inmates watching you. That's actually their job, to keep an eye on the inmates that are on side watch.
Cassie's case sent shockwaves through the industry. She accused Diddy of years of mistreatment, claiming he controlled her life and forced her into degrading situations for his own amusement. The lawsuit wasn't just a legal document. It was a 35-page bombshell that detailed years of manipulation. Within 24 hours, Diddy settled the case for an undisclosed amount, but the damage was done. The public saw the settlement not as an admission of innocence, but as a desperate attempt to make the problem go away. And it didn't. If anything, it emboldened others to come forward. Cassie's case wasn't just a spark. It was an inferno that began to consume Diddy's carefully curated image.
Personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
As the disgraced rapper faces racketeering conspiracies, trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution charges, investigators now working to determine who his alleged co-conspirators were and whether they too should be charged. 54-year-old Combs pleading not guilty to charges that he led a racketeering conspiracy.
Shortly after Cassie's lawsuit, federal investigators raided Diddy's Miami and Los Angeles homes in March 2024. What they found shocked even seasoned prosecutors. According to reports, law enforcement recovered a staggering amount of evidence, including over 1,000 bottles of lubricants and other items allegedly used for gatherings that prosecutors described as highly orchestrated performances. The raids were part of a larger investigation into allegations of trafficking and exploitation, charges that Diddy has vehemently denied. But even as his legal team tried to downplay the findings, one thing was clear: this wasn't just another celebrity scandal. This was something much bigger.
So yesterday, Monday, Diddy celebrated his 55th birthday, but this year was a lot different. It was no Diddy parties. It was none of that. None of that stuff. Well, happily so, I guess, right now. But anyway, so this is his first birthday behind bars.
By May 2024, the public got a chilling glimpse into Diddy's world when CNN released footage from 2016 showing him dragging Cassie through the hallway of the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. In the video, Diddy can be seen throwing her to the ground, kicking her, and even dragging her by her hair. The footage was grainy but undeniable, and it left little room for interpretation. Diddy's initial response was to deny the incident, but as public outrage grew, he released a video apology calling his behavior inexcusable and blaming it on personal struggles. For many, though, the apology felt hollow, a calculated move to salvage his reputation rather than a genuine acknowledgement of wrongdoing.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes,
new.
there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
But it wasn't just Cassie's allegations or the hotel footage that painted a disturbing picture. Over the past few years, dozens of lawsuits have been filed against Diddy, each one more shocking than the last. In one case, a woman alleged that she was forced into a situation with Diddy and others after being promised career opportunities. In another, a plaintiff claimed that Diddy's team had manipulated and intimidated her into silence after an encounter that left her traumatized. The details of these cases vary, but the common thread is a pattern of exploitation and control, with Diddy allegedly using his wealth and influence to shield himself from accountability. And then there are the bail hearings, which have become a spectacle in their own right. Diddy's legal team has made multiple attempts to secure his release from custody, offering eye-popping bail packages that include millions of dollars in bonds and 24/7 private security. But every time, judges have denied the requests, citing the severity of the charges and the risk of witness tampering. Prosecutors have accused Diddy of using inmate phone accounts to contact witnesses, a claim his team denies, but that has nonetheless added another layer of intrigue to the case. One judge even described Diddy's efforts to influence witnesses as relentless, a damning assessment that speaks volumes about the challenges his defense team faces.
Is everybody familiar with the old Houdini? So what Diddy's lawyers are trying to do is pull a Houdini. They're trying to say that the evidence that they have is different. Well, it's not different. The video that the entire world has seen is not going to go away. The fact that he had parties that were freak-offs is not going away. So it's just a question of whether or not Diddy is able to make bond.
The connections between Diddy's alleged behavior and other high-profile cases cannot be ignored. Many are comparing his downfall to that of figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, powerful men who used their influence to exploit others until their actions finally caught up with them. What makes Diddy's case unique, however, is the scale of the accusations and the sheer number of people involved. According to reports, over 120 individuals have come forward with claims ranging from inappropriate behavior to outright abuse. Some of these cases involve people within his inner circle, including former employees who describe a toxic environment where Diddy's behavior was not only tolerated, but enabled.
Then if he does this new, quote, robust bail package, you can avoid and evade. And he is very connected with people that can help him avoid and evade. I'm not saying he will, but I would be surprised if the court grants him a bond When the federal government wants you detained, you are normally detained. And here it was a very far-reaching situation that he was involved in.
The ripple effects of these allegations are being felt throughout the entertainment industry. Diddy's downfall has sent shockwaves through Hollywood and the music world, forcing other celebrities to distance themselves from him. Longtime collaborators and friends have gone silent, refusing to comment publicly on the allegations. Even the companies tied to Diddy's various ventures are feeling the heat. His once iconic clothing line, which had already seen declining sales, is now a shadow of its former self, and his music streaming platform is reportedly struggling to attract new users. It's a far cry from the days when Diddy was seen as untouchable, a mogul whose name was synonymous with success.
Yeah, they probably didn't see these notes, and they never will.
But if you're Diddy, don't you want your notes back?
Yeah.
If you've spent so many hours gathering evidence for your side or, strategy or whatever, for me, I'd be oh no, please don't destroy, please return.
The industry's response to Diddy's legal troubles has also raised questions about accountability and complicity. How many people knew about his alleged behavior but chose to look the other way? And how much of his success was built on a foundation of silence and fear? These are questions that many are asking, and the answers could have far-reaching implications. If nothing else, Diddy's case is a stark reminder that even the most powerful figures are not immune to the consequences of their actions. As the legal battles continue, one thing is clear: Diddy's empire is crumbling, and there's no telling how far the fallout will spread. His trial, set for May, is shaping up to be one of the most high-profile cases in recent memory, with experts predicting that it could last months, if not years. The stakes couldn't be higher, not just for Diddy, but for everyone involved. Will he be found guilty and face the full weight of the law? Or will his legal team manage to pull off a miracle and secure his freedom? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the world will be watching.
I'm not surprised with the decision. I'm surprised that Judge Subramanian entertained it. He held a 2-hour hearing, which we were covering live, and he issued a 5-page written order. Most other judges, including the 2 previous judges, to consider this issue, summarily denied the bail motion. I think a lot of it stems from Judge Subramanian being a newer judge. This is a Biden appointee. He has a civil background.
And that brings us to the next chapter in this unfolding saga. While the legal system works to untangle the web of accusations against Diddy, the question remains: what does his downfall mean for the broader culture of accountability in the entertainment industry? Is this the start of a new era where powerful figures are held to account? Or is it simply another scandal that will eventually fade from memory? Let's explore these questions and more as we continue to uncover the story behind one of the most controversial figures in modern entertainment. As the saga surrounding Diddy Combs continues to unfold, the questions remain: could this be the end of his empire? And if so, what does it mean for the future of accountability in the entertainment industry? Will Diddy's downfall serve as a cautionary tale, or will it be just another scandal that fades with time? The viewers are encouraged to share their thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Do you believe Diddy can recover from these allegations, or is this the final chapter in his storied career? Let us know what you think, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this developing story. Until next time, stay tuned.